Hi, my name is Robert. This video is designed to give you step-by-step detailed instructions on completing the task at hand. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. In this video, I'm going to replace the front strut assemblies on a P80 Volvo. This will apply to many vehicles, but I'm doing this on my Volvo 850. I'm replacing them because my struts are shot. They're transmitting too much vibration and firmness into the vehicle, even when I drive over minor items, and they have 300,000 miles on them to my knowledge. I was in the salvage yard, and these are probably the only struts that I would install out of the salvage yard, other than a Coney's, is a Bilstein HDs. So if the world was round, didn't have all these bumps on it, I would be installing some brand new Coney FSD struts. My second choice is the Bilstein HD struts, and those are really the only two that I was interested in. But there are other good quality shocks and struts out there that you can install in your vehicle. There's basically two ways you can receive struts and or install them. One is you can install solid units like I have here. It's a complete assembly. It has the strut, the spring seat, and the strut mount. It's already assembled. All I have to do is remove 5 or 6 bolts, and I can pull this unit out and put the replacement in reverse order. So it's a simple process. Now, if you have strut assemblies or struts that are not assemblies, they just have the strut without the spring seat, without the strut mount, you have to assemble it and then install it. You would need spring compressors and spring holders. I have another video that shows you how to use those, linked below in the comments. But these are complete units I'm going to install on my vehicle. There's basically 4 ways to know if you need new struts or shocks. Number 1, your car has too much bounce. Sometimes you feel it when you're going over bumps. Your car goes over the bump and it comes up, and instead of stabilizing, it may bounce a time or two. Those are bad struts. They're really dangerous. You need to get rid of them. Number 2 is the symptoms that I have. My struts are too harsh. They're not absorbing their share of the road imperfections. So every small bump I run over, it feels like a major bump. Number 3, the assembly's blown. It's not absorbing shock and road imperfections, and they're leaking their internal fluids. And number 4 is if they're transmitting vibrations when you get on the highway. Sometimes I've seen vehicles, they get up to 60, 70 miles an hour. It's got good tires, the wheels are straight, the hubs are in good shape, but the bad strut hits one little bump, and then it starts resonating vibration inside the car instead of stabilizing the vehicle. It's kind of like a tuning fork. You take that fork, you smack it on a hard edge, and it vibrates in your hand for, 15 or 20 seconds. The same thing happens with bad struts if they're transmitting vibration into the vehicle. If you're removing these as an assembly, there really is no danger of the spring coming apart and harming you or doing any damage to the vehicle. As you can see here, this unit is sitting here and it's fine. I could actually take this nut off if this was assembled correctly and remove this strut mount, and there's a bolt under the strut mount that attaches to the top of the strut assembly that holds the spring and the spring seat in place. So if you have good spring seats, you could replace the strut mounts without doing spring compression. That's only if it's been assembled correctly. Now that that's out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Tools I used, I'll go ahead and post a list of them. You want to put the car on a smooth level surface. You want to break the lug nuts loose. You want to jack the car and support it on jack stands. You want to set your parking brake if it's working. If not, you want to block the wheels. Go ahead and remove the wheels. So let me get that far along in this process. You can see I have wheel stop on the back wheel. I have the vehicle jack in place, the good V70 style. I have the jack stand in place. I have anti-roll stops on the wheel over there. And on the other side, the vehicle's in park and has a parking brake set. So you don't want this vehicle to move while you're doing this stuff. Now that I have the wheel off, I'm going to pull a 10 millimeter out of the ABS sensor. Pull that sensor up and out of the way. I'm going to unhook the sensor from the strut assembly right there, just a rubber grommet. I'm going to pull the bolt here out of the sway bar inlet. I may have to jack the vehicle up or down in order to do that. Then I'm going to remove these two bolts here. I believe one of them is a 18, the other one's 17, whatever the sizes are for you. Go ahead and pull them. To make it a little easier to get this out of there, I sprayed some lubricant on there. I happen to have some. Get some and sprayed on there so it come out easier and go back in easier. Then I put the T30 inside the screw for my sway bar end links and used the 15 box end to get that out. If you have bad sway bar end links with bad bushings on them, this is a good time to replace those. And now I'll jack the strut up a little bit under the control arm to get this weight off of this sway bar end link. I have those two bolts out, loose from the knuckle. I'm going to be careful not to stress this ABS wire. I chose not to take it out of the sensor. I read a lot of posts about people having issues with that. So I'm going to be careful, and I see that I have brake lines in bad shape there. I already know that, and I have those on order. They'll be in a few days. I look under there, I have a small hole in my CV boot. So I need to work on getting that replaced or repaired as well. Now you come up to the top, and you could do this one of two ways. You could mark them, those three bolts, where they are in relation to where they're positioned now, because you should put those in the same spot. If you move them, that could throw your alignment off a little bit. So you could mark them, or you could depend on the mark that will be left once the washers are removed. Now that I have the bottom pretty much done, I can go ahead and remove those three bolts, and that unit will slide out of there. I have these bolts removed so you can see the position of the strut mount as it relates to the frame of the vehicle. Can't really see those two because of the strut brace that's across there. So now I'm going to move this jack from under that suspension part there, and that should lower enough so that I could pull that to the side out of the knuckle and just pull it away from the vehicle. Set that in position so you can see me maneuver this strut assembly out of here. stuck up there. Tap it down with this sledge. And there it fell. Fortunate for me, it didn't do any damage that I could see. Trying to get it back up so I can lift it over this stuff here. There it is. Okay, I got it in place. Now I'm going to come up top and secure those in position. Pull the old strut out, set the new one in place. I have the screws in place where they belong. I'm going to go ahead and torque those down. Check the comments for the torque values. After you have those bolts torqued and the ones up top, you want to get the bracket that holds your ABS sensor wire and screw it into there. Evidently, the last folks didn't do it, so I have to remove it from here and put it over there. That holds that wire in place, stops it from getting damaged. Next, I'm going to jack the assembly up until I can get my sway bar end link back in place and torque that bolt down. So I'm going to clip this ABS wire in, remove this supportive jack here, install my wheel, and I'm ready to move to the other side. I have both sides done. They each took me about 45 minutes. I have the wheel on and the lugs snugged. I'm going to jack the vehicle up, remove the jack stand, let the vehicle down, torque the wheels, and then remove my wheel stops and take it for a test drive. I believe it'll be a much better ride. Hey, I'm on my first drive, and man, I have to say, I haven't felt the bump up front yet. I'm normally have felt 20 or 30 bumps already. I've only gone a block. I can feel a couple in the back, but the front is very smooth. Okay, there we go. We hit a bigger bump there, but it wasn't absurd. So I think these may be in good shape. I'm gonna keep on riding, and I'll report back if I have any issues with them. Just follow the comments in the About section. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.